My role in my parish is definitely a person who tries to help teens, and I run a lot of retreats, so I really try to help them find their way through high school.
My whole family does run sound at my church, and we also participate in like our worship band.
Yeah, there's tons of different roles in our Christian community for students to get involved in. Weekly meetings, and we have, the worship band or tech team, or people like updating everyone on what's going on, prayer team. I mean, there's really a niche for like anyone.
I do BATS, which is a youth group basically, and we go and help homeless shelters, and we actually helped clean up Seaside when it was damaged.
Music ministry, which you can sing or dance. We have a dance team at my church.
One of them that I'm a part of is becoming a Eucharistic minister, and it's a role that many of my friends are taking on now.
Do you attend your youth group events?
Yeah, I go Sunday morning, Sunday nights, and Wednesday nights.
No, I don't really have time. Yes, there is a youth group in my parish. No, I don't attend because I'm a little overage.
I did when I was in high school.
I used to, not so much often.
Yes, I do participate in them.
I go every Sunday because I like helping people who need the help.
It's fun, we just talk about God, we read the Bible, we pray.
We run a lot of retreats. We help lead the retreats, and we also have movie nights and a lot of talks about our faith and how it affects like our daily lives and the scripture, and it's a lot of fun.
We do fun things such as like going to camp with other children and going to Six Flags, not just sitting there and reading Bible stories, which we also do. It's connecting in a deeper way.
So what roles do you hold in your parish, Carolee?
Well, like many of the teens on the street, I'm a part of a youth group too, but not only that, I'm a spokesperson for it. And I am also a music director for Vacation Bible School, and I participated in altar serving for over 4 years.
That's cool. I'm an altar server too at my parish. I run confirmation retreats, and at my school I'm a lector. I'm going to be a Eucharistic minister, and I sometimes sing with the choir.
Wow, you're really involved. As baptized members of the church, we are personally called to be a part of the family of God.
As we get older, our role in the church changes and we take on more responsibility.
What is your role in your church?
My role in the parish. That's what we'll be talking about today. Hi everyone, I'm Justin.
And I'm Carolee. And this is Real Faith TV.
Most of the teens on the street saw themselves as having a role in their parishes.
We'll talk with them more in a few minutes, as well as meet our studio guests.
But first, let's meet our spotlight guest Carly, who will share with us how she's connected to her parish.
Let's hear what she had to say.
Teenagers do a lot of things like altar serving, and they read the Stations of the Cross to the younger kids. And my parish has always done things to encourage me and help me to do more with the parish. I like to teach religious education with my mother, and that's really important to me because I get to teach first graders, and the experience with the first graders helps me to grow in my faith. In the religious education class I teach, we made an Easter basket and we gave it to the local Samaritan Center. That's really something I've always tried to do in the church. I've always tried to help to give things to others, and that's something that the church has really taught me, that I can help others just by giving little things. When the parish comes together as a community and like we help others, it really makes me feel great because I know that I'm just helping people with like little things I do, and it can make the world to them. I feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing, and it really makes me feel like I'm doing what Jesus wants me to do.
My church also does a thing where you like raffle off these Easter baskets. So everybody comes in and you buy raffle tickets, and there's over 100 baskets. Every community does it within the church, and you bring them, and we raise so much money, and it's just awesome to see the kids' faces light up when they get them.
Mm-hmm. I love altar serving at my church because it just makes me feel so involved in the Mass, because I know when I wasn't and I would just be in the pews, the environment just relaxes me so much that I could get so distracted and fall asleep sometimes. So altar serving, I just feel like I'm a part of it and making it go on.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, let's see what our studio guests have to say.
Okay.
Alrighty, today we have Anthony,
Danielle,
Maddie,
Ella,
Ricky,
and Will. So in what ways do you guys participate in the life of your parish?
I teach religious education at my parish to mostly sixth grade and fifth grade, and I find that I enjoy that a lot because I get to hear their feedback on what they think when I teach them it. I think that's a really special bond for me to have with them. And I also help with the Vacation Bible School during the summer.
I'm kind of like the head altar server for my parish. Anything with altar serving, any training, I'm always on top of it. I always handle it. I always bring in the new altar servers, show them what to do, what not to do. Anytime there's a funeral, it's me. Anytime there's a holy day of obligation, I'm on it. I just pretty much know the church from head to toe, and it's just, I'm that guy.
It seems like I've been involved in the church forever. I train the altar servers. I am one. I do the weddings. I do the funerals. I do choir, bell choir, contemporary group. I cantor, and I'm sure there's more. I'm just forgetting it right now. But it's like I'm living at the church. Like that's most likely where you'll find me.
I know, like, I go to school down in North Carolina, so I get more involved in the church down there, and down there I'm part of the choir down there, which we train every week, and then I'm a lector down there, and we do a bunch of community service projects, so I'm definitely, like, most involved in that.
Well, I know for me, I'm involved in my church's youth group, and that's a major part of what I contribute to my parish, but I wish I could do more.
Well, I help out with altar serving. And we also have these masses for handicapped people, and I have to help train the handicapped children to be altar servers. And I'm also an altar server in the parish, and I'm in the choir. And I also am with the youth group, too.
The bishop's document, Communities of Salt and Light, says,
"The parish is where the church lives.
Parishes are communities of faith, of action, and of hope.
They are where the gospel is proclaimed and celebrated.
Where believers are formed and sent to renew the earth.
Parishes are the home of the Christian community.
They are the heart of our church, a place where God's people meet Jesus.
So what can young people offer to our parishes?
What are some of our gifts and talents that can make a difference to parish life?
That's what we ask the peeps on the street.
Let's check it out.
I think that I can offer my gift of being a good listener when someone's in a time of need.
My personality, my well-being, I'm a photographer.
Well, I love singing and worship.
I have a gift where I can speak in tongues.
I'm very musically talented. I play guitar, I play drums, I sing.
I teach CCD at my parish, yeah. When they want like a leader for somebody to lead like an event, they would kind of like look to me as one of the older kids and like do that.
I love just people, so I love to like bring them in and invite them and just make it super fun atmosphere for them to like be in and just want to be a part of and stuff.
So how do you guys contribute to your parish, and how does that help to cultivate your gifts and talents?
Giving my 100%, always listening to what other people have to say, being there for others. And then what I get out of that is that I feel myself becoming close to God, being more of a man of God, and almost having roots, like it's like a family, the parish.
Well, the community service I do at my church down in North Carolina, it definitely helps me be a more patient and more grateful person, because I see like things that people don't have down there and the things that I have. And it definitely makes me realize what I take for granted, so I think it makes me a more humble and a more modest and a more patient person. So
I think it helps me with public speaking, like even being able to do this. Because being the spokesperson for youth group, you stand in front of your entire parish and you read, well, we're having this today and we have to do this. And everybody's staring at you, everybody's looking up, and it's just a really scary thought. But it's helped me be able to do this on Real Faith TV or to speak at my school. And I just really like that it's brought me to be more caring and sharing and being able to speak.
Yeah, my core team at my youth group, it's like the leaders of the whole group. We have to like get up and talk about just anything, any kind of topic that we're given to the whole youth group, and that we're the ones conducting the whole meeting. That we're the reason that they're here. So they have to listen to us and try to get something out of it, and that's a lot of pressure. But just the public speaking part of it has really just helped me open up and become more confident with myself.
Well, it's really nice to help out with the handicapped children there, especially with the altar serving. And they look up to you, and it's really nice to be a role model, especially being that my sister has special needs. I mean, it's something I can bring home with me to my family.
John Paul II reminded us that young people are not the future of the church, we are the church.
Being part of a parish means participating in life in a real and dynamic way.
As a child, you are often receiving from the life and gifts of the parish.
You might attend religious education, eat donuts after Sunday Mass, or celebrate with your family and friends.
When you are a young adult, it is your turn to fully participate, not just at Mass, but in the life of the parish.
You no longer just receive, it's your turn to give.
Next, Carly shares with us how serving in her parish has helped her form a stronger bond with her mom.
And has helped her to focus on taking on greater responsibility in her faith community.
Being involved with the church is always something that me and my mom always did together. It was like our little thing. I was originally in a children's class and I was with kids my age, but I always wanted a deeper discussion. So they allowed me and my mom to go into the adult RCIA class, and that really helped because, I remember I'd see all the adults talking and then I just want to talk more. My mom, she saw the questions I would ask, and I think it was always because she wanted to be able to answer them. She became a certified catechist, and she took extra courses because she just wanted to learn more and do more in the church because she started learning and then she started to love it. Now that I'm really involved in the parish as a teenager, I know that when I'm older I want to do a lot. I want to become a certified catechist and I want to teach my own religious education class, and I really just want to do so much more in the parish, and everything that I know that I can't do now because I'm too young just makes me want to do it when I'm older, and I just want to follow after my mom and really do a lot of the things that she does, and have when I'm older have my family go to church all the time and then be as active in the church as I am.
The most direct ways to participate as a teenager in your parish are through youth ministry and youth music.
If you have a youth group, consider joining.
This may be the perfect place for you to meet other teens like you who live locally and who belong to the parish.
It's the first way that many of us can relate to the parish that, of course, is made up of people of all ages.
It can be a good place to learn more about your faith in a way that makes sense, but also you can discover ways to share your faith with your peers.
Let's go back to Carly, where she talks about how she felt left out prior to getting involved with her parish.
And how she has learned so much about her faith and, in turn, grown closer to God.
When I was younger and I didn't know a lot about God and I didn't have religious education, I was really confused a lot. I felt that I didn't have a close relationship to God at all because I didn't know anything about it. And all my friends would talk about how they were going to their religious education classes, or they would have their special ceremonies and stuff. And I felt very left out because I knew that I believed in the same thing they believed in, but that's all I really knew. I didn't know any more about it, and I didn't know what went on during church, and I never really went to church. I missed so much when I was younger, but it also helped me to want to learn more and to absorb everything I learned. I remember there was this one time where we would do a meditation, and the meditation was really detailed, and it brought me so much closer to God because everything that I saw in the meditation, it just seemed so real, and it really made me want to learn more and do more with the faith. It really opened my eyes to everything. The meditation was about the woman in the well. It was so descriptive. As I was hearing the meditation, I could see everything, and I really felt like I was there. It brought tears to my eyes. It was very inspirational because it helped me feel a lot better, and I know that whenever I'm feeling down, I could bring myself back to then, and I can remember that God is there, and everything I felt during that meditation is real.
You know, like everyone else, I learned about my faith by going to religious education classes and Mass, but the way I really like to learn about my faith, and I think I get my answers directly and more in depth, is I like to research. Say I have a question, I'll go on Google or a website, and I'll usually get my answers, and I feel like I learn really well about my faith that way. And I think it also helps me to understand my faith better. This is just a little thing that I like to do.
Yeah, I was in religious education, then I had confirmation, and then I realized that I finally fit into the church, because after confirmation, people think it's the end, but it's really the beginning. All these opportunities opened up, youth group and choir, and everything just fell into place.
I learned about my faith through just participation in church, just growing my family would always go to church, and we still do. Just I would like watch attentively, like when Pope John Paul II died. That's how I learned about like the papacy and everything, and like the process to elect a pope, and also like how Anthony learned about the faith by researching it online. That's something that I still do. I love doing that.
I feel like I learn a lot of things that I normally wouldn't have known or thought about, even about my faith, from youth group. Because I know like sometimes we'll set out separate time in our meeting to learn about like a new way of prayer, or like a tradition within the church that like you might not be that aware of. Those instances have really like opened my eyes in my faith and expanded my knowledge of my faith in like numerous ways, because now not only can I bring that back to school in religion class, but it gives me like an insight to help actually with my prayer life, you know? So I feel like the more you learn about it, the easier it is to become a part of.
I feel like my faith has definitely grown since I've been away at school, because like when you're at home or something, your parents are really pushing you to do with your part of parish and stuff like that. But since going away to school, I found that like I have to do it on my own. And when I go and to church and stuff at school, they really help me and push me along in my faith and really help me grow.
The parish ought to be a place where we can use our gifts to find hope.
Some places to become involved might be as a lector, extraordinary minister of the Eucharist, a singer, a catechist aide, or part of the picnic committee.
Although there may be age requirements for some of these roles, each diocese has its own set of guidelines.
A quick call or visit to your parish office would answer many of the questions you may have.
You can also check the bulletin or ministry guide to see what seems to be a good fit for you.
Some parishes even have their bulletins online.
As Paul's letter to Timothy reminds us,
say not, I am too young, but be an example to the believers.
You have a right and responsibility to be a full member of the parish, and there are many ways to do this.
Next, we asked the teens on the street some of the activities they participate in as a part of their parish.
Let's hear what they had to say.
I have not volunteered anything with the parish. However, I did volunteer at the Salvation Army a year ago.
Campus Crusade for Christ. It's a college ministry, so a bunch of students just decided to give up their summer to come here and serve God, share with people the gospel and what we believe.
My youth group, we do a lot of House for Hope and stuff like that, but we also have our own project. We own like a halfway house, and I'm helping once a month there, just painting walls and stuff like that, keeping it renovated and whatnot.
We do like different fundraisers, so like we do cookouts for the high school ministry, or like fun Olympic events type things for the high school ministries.
I'm in charge of the soup kitchen over in our county, and also I help deliver food to the pantry.
I help teach CCD. I'm going to be an altar server this year.
I do altar serve, and I also help to collect food for our soup kitchen we have in our parish. It really makes me feel a part of the community, and it makes me feel like I'm more than just like someone that attends church. I really feel that I'm a part of it.
The bishop's letter also suggests to us that to be without a parish is like being without a home.
Being part of a parish but not participating is like living at your house but not helping decorate Christmas cookies or joining in conversation around the dinner table.
Let's go back to our spotlight guest, Carly, who will just share with us how her relationship with God has encouraged her to be more active in her parish.
My relationship with God makes me want to be more involved with the parish so that I can share my relationship with others and I could help others to get the same kind of a relationship. Ever since I was younger, everyone in my parish has always tried to help me, and if I ever wanted to do something, they gave me ways to do it. Like when I was 8, I wanted to help sponsor an adult to convert into our religion, and they had me and my mom do it instead of just me. I really want to help with a teen youth group so that teens my age who don't have anyone to talk to about religion can come to the youth group and they can talk to each other, and I would definitely like to do that in my church because we don't have one there. And I think it's really important for young people to have just people they can look up to. Like throughout the years I've been in my parish, like I've looked up to the people around me. I remember that there were like these teenagers, I think they were 18, and I remember them in the adult group because I could connect more to them. Like they inspired me to get more active into the church because I wanted to be like them and I wanted to have a strong faith like them. Well, I would really tell other young people as soon as you get into church life, like, you just feel better about yourself and it makes you a happier person and closer to God. When I told my friends about teaching religious education and being into that, like, one of my friends actually went to her church and she asked if she could do the same thing, and now she teaches religious education. And that's really impacted her life because we tell each other stories about how great it is and everything we learn from the kids when we're trying to teach them. And I know that it's brought her closer to God.
So how can we encourage young people to stay active in their parishes?
And what are some of the benefits that you guys personally have reaped from this?
It's actually really hard to get kids to join youth group and be involved in the parish, because at my church, basically a lot of the kids, once you get confirmation, they feel like they're done. But what they don't realize is once you get confirmation, it's just the beginning of your religious education. It's just the beginning of your religious life. You're now an adult in the church. You should be active. You should be living the sacraments. You should be going to church each week. But I can't understand how to get more people, more kids our age involved. I personally find it really hard. I don't know about you guys, but.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, how like they think that it's the end, and like it's so hard to just have them involved in church at all. But youth group is definitely the best thing for them because it's not like it's a sermon. It's led by the teens, you know? Like the adults give us a chance to really open up and share our point of view, the core team anyway. And the kids really get something from it. And like they actually spend the week, like we have some sisters in our group and they spend the week like talking about it and they really just enjoy it so much. And you know, it's tough reaching out to the people because we have a large Spanish community in Freehold, and they don't have their own youth groups. And it's not like we have separate English and Spanish, but they don't feel comfortable joining right away. So we held a soccer rally for like the World Cup, and we had the English versus Spanish, and then we integrated them within the game. And they just loved it so much. They're like, when can we do this again? This was unbelievable, it was so much fun. And like they actually saw that you can have a good time and still be all about God. They were like, okay, I want to sign up. And we have people from different cultures all of a sudden starting to mix with us. And it's just adding so much flavor and activity to our whole group. It's amazing.
I can totally relate to what you were saying, because I know like I was one of the only ones that would go to youth group regularly. Like it was just me and this other kid. And we would talk about it all the time, and these other kids were really curious about it and they wanted to come. So I had my friends follow me after practice one day to youth group, and then I had started like a trend, and every time after practice we would all go to youth group together. So I feel like once the like teens get over that initial like curiosity and like apprehensiveness toward youth group, that they actually realize and find themselves a place in the parish.
I think one of the most important things is doing normal things and then relating it back to church. Yeah. So whatever we do at all of our youth group, we break bread with one another. So you sit around a table and you eat together like a family, because in reality, we are a family, and we just want to bring that to youth group. Being a part of a parish, really participating, is like being part of a family of Christ.
You have a place in that family and gifts to share.
It's about something bigger than you and a family, a community where everyone is needed and everyone is unique.
Sometimes it might take time and patience to find the ministry that helps you connect and motivates you to be engaged.
It's worth taking the time to find it, but don't wait too long, and don't be afraid to jump in.
Finally, we asked the teens on the street how their parish encourages young people to take a more active role in their faith community.
Let's hear what they had to say.
Well, my family parish encourages youngsters to join the choir, anything else like volunteer work like that.
Through the youth groups.
They make it fun, and they make it where you have an impact on your life. It's not you just go there and you help somebody. You go there, you make people smile.
It's a carnival where we all come together and we share like good times together. So it encourages people to come into the church and join in other activities.
Well, it's great to see how everybody brings something from being involved in the parish, but it's also great to see how we bring something to the parish and how each of us is important in the role of the parish community.
I think the best thing you can do is get involved in the parish, because you never know what doors it's going to open, you never know where it's going to lead. Like, you may meet someone that you really like become really good friends with, or it may open a door for a new job for you. So I just think getting involved in the parish would be really awesome.
And sometimes like by finding a role that you can just kind of like get your foot in the door, it leads to other things like where you can actually take up that role full time and then become a more prominent member of your church.
Yeah, definitely getting involved. You might find God's calling you to something. God might be calling you to the priesthood. God might be calling you to the sisterhood. God might be calling you in any direction in life, and when you get involved, it just gives you that opportunity to listen more and to hear his voice.
The first way we can respond to God's call is personally through receiving the Eucharist.
This is an individual call, a choice to be close to Christ.
And from there, we have an opportunity of self-discovery in our faith, which is very real.
We have a chance to be active in our community as we get older and take responsibility in a way we have never done before.
So how are you taking on more responsibility and a more active role in your parish or faith community?
We'd love to hear from you.
Contact us at realfaithtv.com.
Or share your thoughts with us on Twitter.
And we'll leave you today with this prayer.
Thanks, God, for the gift of the church and the community.
Of people to which I belong.
Help me to find ways to share my gifts so that I can not only receive from my parish life,
but so that I can be generous with who I am and my many gifts and talents.
Please show the leaders of my church the ways that young people are the church.
And help us to be open to people of all ages.
We ask this through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time on
Real Faith TV. God bless.